Just wanted to say what's up. I wanted to let y'all know what's going on with some things. Let you know what's happening. I know there's a lot of rumors and understand nobody's not really sure what's going on. So let me go ahead and break it down for you real quick. All right. This story starts back in 2003. 2K4 came out. I remember I played the crap out of 2K4. Um, I'm a big fan of both 2K basketball and football series. Have been since 2000, 1999, I guess, when it came out on the Dreamcast, NFL 2K and NBA 2K. And I remember playing those games like crazy with my friends. I was just like 18. We'd sit there and we'd have little tournaments and games, bet on pieces and all of this stuff like Rio and them do now. Um, Back in the day. But anyway, so 2003, 2K had football leagues, one season at a time. They had their websites and everything, but you can keep rolling over and start over and over with the people where they were at. Um, and that's where I originally met Savior, to some of y'all. I had met Jersey around that time, and a lot of y'all might not know that. I met him on Rainbow Six. Save's cousin had a clan, um, a gaming clan, stacking up bodies, and then later became Silverback Gorillas. That I had joined in Jersey was there as a different name, and I remember that uh, years later when I met up with Jersey again in 2009, we were talking, and he recognized me, and I was like, "You serious? We know each other?" And then he explained who he was, and I was like, "Oh shit, we've been gaming together for a while. You just changed your name, and then, you know." We went our separate ways for a little bit because there was some division in that clan. I remember after a while, and whatever. During that time, I also met this dude Headbangers, um, who's a really good dude. Rest in peace. And I mentioned that dude because it's gonna bring everything full circle. Because I was running leagues with him in 2K, running in leagues with him in 2K4 and 2K5. The leagues were called Boom Slang. Me and my dudes got together. We were playing leagues or whatever, and he was a good dude. He really was. Funny thing is, fast forward to about 2013, 2012, whatever it was, and I jump in a party with Bo and them dudes and Headbangers, and then I'm like, Headbangers? Is that the Headbangers? He's like, yes. I was like, wow, because I hadn't seen him in years. And it's just funny, like how small of a world it is, or how maybe how big a community we had gotten, that we were, you know, I was meeting people that had new people that I was now running with that I never knew them. Because, go to 2011 or 2010 when Madden 11 came out, I met stayed on the message board, game FAQs, and I was looking for a Chiefs owner, and here he comes or whatever team it was. And he joins up, and if it wasn't for something simple like that, we wouldn't have Blizz, we wouldn't have Bo, Cobble, Sin. But the funny thing about that was that day that I jumped in Bo and them's party after them being in the league for a season or two, a year or two, and I'm like, wow, y'all know this dude that I know that I've been running sim leagues with, was running in sim leagues with way back in the day. That's kind of cool. Um, and that added some fuel to what we were doing, trying to build a community and stuff. And I think that's cool. Um, but anyway, to revert back, um, also around that time in 2003, 2004, I was running with a dude named Coach Ruckus. His name wasn't Coach Ruckus at that time. He's changed it so many times I couldn't tell you what his name was at that time. Um, he was a big Madden dude, and he was one of Save's good friends on Xbox, and we would sit there and we play, and we played Madden 2K, and we try to tell him the difference, and teach him some things and show him what's wrong and whatever. And eventually started making videos about how Madden could improve and all this other stuff, and he ended up getting part of the Madden Game Changers. He ended up being in the Madden Challenge, which led him to the Game Changers. He got in the Madden Challenge and became a community for a while before his anger got the best of him, and he went off on some people at EA, from the story that I heard. But and so Coach was one of the catalysts that made TSG what it is now, because he was in he started MSPL, and a lot of y'all dudes never would be a part of TSG if you were never part of MSPL, and MSPL would never be around if it wasn't for Boom Slang back in NFL 2K4 and 5, and me and Save and some other people showing him what leagues were about, um, and showing him the difference and how to run. So I find that pretty cool. There's also another big dude in the Madden community, NFL Hitman, Seahawks fan. Shout out to him. He was in the leagues with us, really cool dude. And then he hit me up to the message board leagues, um, because once 2K5 hit, EA bought the exclusive rights. They killed the online to the 2K5 after a while. So in order to play it, we would have to do message board leagues from then on. And then NFL All Pro 2K came out 3 years later, and that's how you exclusively had to run message board leagues to run your leagues. Um, and you create your team and all of that stuff, and it was really cool. And NFL Hitman ran a lot of those for us. I helped them run with them, and then also around that time, a few years before that, 2K6, 2K7, I started getting into 2K because Save would always talk about. I mean, I always play 2K basketball, but about 2K League. He's like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing. I'm like, huh? I was like, well, I don't know how 2K basketball league would work, how basketball leagues work, but okay, that's cool. Um, and then I got into that, and I started running those, and that's how I met the Don Figures and Good Brothers and RJs and Slews, GBs and all those dudes of the world. Like I've known GBs since like 2009, 2010. Like I've known those dudes forever because of the building that happened in 2004. Because in 2004, if I didn't meet Savin that in 2K, and then 2005, he introduced me to the basketball side of things, online, the online league part, and a lot of that stuff. And then when we fast forward, I'm doing 2K leagues, 2K8 basketball league, Madden 2010. All of a sudden, you can play online franchises. Um, I had known Coach. Coach and I were cool people. We were good with each other. Like I said, I known him forever. He's like, yo, Monkey, I'm starting a league. I want you to be part of it, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. He called me one day. I didn't answer my phone. I was at work. I didn't respond to him in time. He cussed me out like he did so many people and didn't allow me to be in it. 3 months before the league even started. The league hadn't even started yet, um, which was funny to me. I was never going to run a league in Madden. I was just going to join people that I knew because I'd done it and I know there was a lot of work. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it myself. And I joined the league, and I know I'd save in there. I had other people in there, and he's a Redskins fan, so I didn't take the Redskins. I took the Packers. They had the rookie. The first year, I believe Aaron Rodgers started, or second year. It was sometime early, I remember, in Aaron Rodgers' career. I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to start this league. I'm going to be in this league. I'll be with the young quarterback, build him up, blah, blah, blah. Back then, it was auto progression. Um, so once Bold hit me what to look for in Madden 10, I knew what to look for in the auto progression years. Um, uh, but anyway, so we had our falling out, and I started Monkey Bowl. I know Dog Pound, some other people were some of the first people in there. Um, I think that's how he introduced me to Cincy. Cincy got in there. Then um, I met Miss Bourne in one of the parties, Miss Bourne, and I fought or whatever. And then I became cool and we played, and I beat him. And he's like, oh, okay, you're actually really good. And I was like, yeah, I know. And so he got me in the MSPL again, and it was all good because I guess they had just reset the league after something. And that's when I met Murder, and I met Ninja, and I met some of these other dudes that were over there. At the same time, that's where we met Jersey, who we had known each other years prior. And Jersey had known what I had done, and known that I had messed with leagues and stuff, and saw the things that I was doing. And he was basically just kind of a puppet for Coach, and he was doing all of Coach's work, and Coach was basically using him for it. And I would help Jersey with things and help him show him things and fix things and whatever, and he would give me ideas. And then eventually we were just like, why are we work? Why Jersey was like, why is he working with that dude? And things blew up after season 3, and we were also like, you know what? Let's just everybody just leave that league and let's just start a super league with us. You know what I mean? Like we were already in season 4 or 5, and in Monkey Bowl. Uh, So instead of going to season 6, and instead of going to season 4, whatever it was, MSPL, we decided to form together, and we had JMD. We had not yet settled on a name. Um, uh, so we hadn't settled on a name, so that's what it was. So TSG wasn't officially TSG till Madden 11. Um, And like I said, that's where I met State, and then I met so many people, and that's the cool thing. Um, because at first it was just meant to be, I want to play in the league, I want to play the NFL, and as the years gone by, there are people that have come and gone. There have been people that just go, the JJs of the league or whoever. You have people that go and then come back. You have 463 who won Super Bowls, won national championships, left and then came back, and he's still part of the community. And people still know who he is, um, and he'll always be a part of that. You have people that have just left, like Bo recently, or Sin under circumstances, or Jay under circumstances, or Kyle under circumstances, or whoever the player is, or say if you stop playing, or this person stopped playing, or this person doesn't want to deal with it, or this person wants to deal with it, or this whatever, they weren't fit for the league. But the cool thing that started happening was is those people were still around, to where like, oh yo Monkey, you bought Destiny, I want to buy Destiny too. Yo Pogi, you got Destiny, let's play Destiny together. Like we started figuring out that like we all actually not only were we like-minded in sports games, but we started branching out and saying, hey, we're gamers too. We like to play other stuff. We like to play stuff with other people. And it turned from in the early years of what became TSG of okay, I'm just gonna play my league game, play whatever. I'm gonna go do whatever myself. I think it's also an advent that there's more online games now. There's more four-player games or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's more tightly knit games. Like a PUBG. I know Tonic and Cincy were joking around the other day that they've gotten closer than ever on Xbox, and no homo, because they sitting there playing duels on PUBG. And you know what? That would never have happened if it wasn't for, the way back in 2K4, if it wasn't for me and Jersey being cool, if it wasn't for Tonic riding along and dealing with my stupidity, if it wasn't for, you know, MSPL and coaches breakup, if it wasn't for us striving to be something more. And I still want to be bored. I want to be a game changer. I want us to be big. I want TSG to be a force in gaming and a force on the map, and people to be like, oh, TSG, whatever. And in some places we are. I mean, there are people that know us. But the beautiful thing is that we've turned from, it's like Bo said, he no longer had to be in Madden to be part of the community. He could jump on at 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's somebody in TSG on. He can jump on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's somebody in TSG on playing some game. All kinds of games. People are just buying games now to play with the other people in the community because they want to be part of it. Because yes, it's competition, but it's also, hey, I want to do this too. Oh, that's fun. And we're like-minded in that way. We might not all be, think the same thing's cool, or this is cool, or that's cool, but we all are gamers, and we love gaming, and we love doing that stuff. So it's a beautiful thing. And I had somebody else tell me after I said I was retiring, they were like, and I'm gonna paraphrase it to not give it away. Number one, or number two, I'm also going to embellish on it a little bit because of what he was basically saying. He was like, look, many of us grew up through TSG. Many of us learned about football. Many of us learned about life, whatever it was, through arguments, conversations, whatever it was. A lot of us changed. Um, And you know what? If you look at it, you've built something bigger than a sports game. You've built something big. You've built a community that lasts forever, that will be a part of everybody's lives, and that's something to be proud of. And that's very humbling. It's all that I've ever wanted. I want us to be bigger than that. But at the same time, I don't know if how great it would be if we were bigger than that. Just because it would be great, but I like some of the intimate closeness that we have, and no homo once again, but that we have all together, you know. But um, it's a beautiful thing that we have. We have something great. We created something great. I told Tonic when I was leaving, I was like, we did good, man. We did real good. Because now we got a group of 60, 70 people that, and you might not think it's that big, but it is. It reaches that big, whether it's just TSG members, whether it's people that you play with that you met because of TSG. Like I said, like the Wizzles or the Hollies or all those dudes or the Kings or whoever that this can, the Vanities, the all these dudes that they might not be quote unquote TSG affiliated, but they're affiliated with the community because TSG, and that's a beautiful thing, and that's something that's going to continue to grow and continue to get bigger, and I'm proud of that. And I'm so proud of that. But you know what? I might have been here leading y'all along this journey, but this journey's because of y'all. Y'all are the ones that decided to continue playing. Y'all are the ones that dealt with stuff. Y'all are the ones that adapted and changed. Y'all have made me learn. Y'all have made me grow. Y'all have made me a better person. Y'all have have made me a better leader. Have made me learn about myself and done so many great things for me. So for the people that, whether they say it or not, and I know they've said, some of them said it, some of them haven't. I thank you, and I appreciate you for being on this ride along with me. Now to the elephant in the room. Now, with the league, yes, I left. I left abruptly. Um, I'm burnt out, man. I added more commissioners a few years ago um, to alleviate that, and they've done a great job, and they've alleviated a lot of it. Um, but it's hard, man, when you're the leader of something, or you've been the leader of something, or you've been a part of something, or you've been, something of that sort. A, to let some of it go, and B, to like, I guess it would fall under the letting it go, but if you see something failing, you just do it because it's your baby. It's something that you've struggled and strived for and been working on for so many years and had so many sleepless nights or so many arguments or non-game playing times when you can actually play games or whatever it is. It's it's frustrating. It leaves not a lot of time for other things. I know, like Frame the other day was like, "Oh, I can play other games and still do play other games too." It's different, man. It's different when you're at work and people are yelling at you. When you're at home, people are yelling at you. When you're when you're uh, you know trying to dedicate your free time to make the league better, and all it does is backfire on you, or all you do is hear a million reasons why this, that, and the other. Because, and I understand it, we all think on an individual level. We don't think on the grandiose scale of managing 31 other personalities and people, and that's a difficult thing, and that's trying. And I understand it. You want something done, and people are passionate and love the league, and I love the passion for the league, and they want things done, and they want them right. And if they're getting punished, other people punished, and I understand all that. At the same time, man, like, others have lives too. We have things that we have to do, and that's why I brought other people in to handle it. And if we weren't all handling it, I understand. Um, I know that I lack some, but the thing that bothers me the most isn't the complaints. I put myself in that position. I've complained back. I've done whatever. It's not, non-praise or any of that stuff. It's people want something, but they don't expect it back. They don't give back to it. They don't. They want everything to be doing like this, and when the shit falls down, they're ready to shit on you and destroy you and rip you apart. Um, they're ready to think of, oh, it's that person versus me, instead of, oh, they're trying to do the best for the community. You know what I mean? Or they're trying to do whatever. Um, that shit's bothersome. When you feel like you have concern for other people, but you don't feel that they have concern back, or if like things are going on, instead of people talking around or behind or whatever people's backs, just talk, just say it, ask, figure out what's going on, don't assume what's going on. That's one of the biggest things I've learned. I know about 2 weeks ago, Blitzberg is sent a message, oh, this is nothing's happening about this, and Monkey doesn't give a shit because he's, whatever, whatever. And that kind of bothered me. And I'm going to address some of the things that do bother me. The reason why that bothers me so much is because all the dude had to say was, yo, Monkey, why haven't you been playing as much? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Instead of making an assumption that, like, I don't give a shit because I won a Super Bowl, giving an assumption because I did this or I did that or whatever. That's not the case. Season 2, I got big headed. I thought I was just gonna run through people, and then when I didn't, I lost. I fucked up. Season 3, I was trying my hardest, man. I was trying. I was playing. My family came in. The first week of December, there was a death in my family. Um, my sister's um, husband, his mom died. Uh, my nieces and nephews were here for a week and a half. They were really distraught, and I was here to comfort them and console them. and to be with them. So I wasn't able to play my games that much. I wasn't be able to be on the game as much. And every time I played all my games and to have every chance, I would sacrifice whatever I had to in order to play the game, even though my family was going through something. I would get on, I'd play back to back games or I'd play whenever. And so for somebody to come and attack me during that time and say, oh, he doesn't give a shit, he doesn't care, that bothers me. Um, because I give so many shits, I care so much that if I didn't, I wouldn't have. If I didn't care, I wouldn't have tried to get my games. And I could just been like, there's stuff going on in my life. I gotta bounce. I just put me on auto for a week or two, but I owed it to the league. Um, so every moment that I had free, that I wasn't working or dealing with my family, I was dedicating to the league, man. You know. So for people to assume why I'm doing this or that or the other, ask me. Because you know what, if something's going on, I've been open with that with people. If something's going on in their life, tell me and I'll handle it. You know how many people have told me, yo, Lil, can you put me on auto for whatever? And I'll be like, all right, cool, no questions asked. Or, this, that, and but 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 here we have people attacking me because they want to what they want to believe and because it's not going through it. Instead of being like, yo, I haven't noticed you around, what's going on? Or this, that, or the other. But they want to assume I don't care anymore. They assume that I'm not giving a shit. They assume this, that, and the other. And I mean, not only was I burnt out from doing this the entire time, I was burnt out from. We went 8 seasons in Madden. We went through July. You know what I mean? We had like less than a month off for Madden 18, and then we come in and we're just bouncing through it. And then life stuff happens. I'm dedicating myself, and I'm getting burned out, and I'm trying to do whatever. I even told y'all, man. PUBG and other stuff comes out. I'm uh I'm not gonna be around as much. Y'all be lucky to get 2 or 3 seasons out of me. We shouldn't have gone that long. It's gonna burn me out. Blah 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 blah. And I went through 3 seasons, and I wasn't getting burned out, and I was still there to play PUBG. Um, I was getting burnt out from the comments and the things people saying. I was getting burnt out on people were like, oh, shit's not happening, shit's not getting done, or this person's not messaging me back, or I'm messaging the commissioner and I get no message, or I get online, I get nasty messages. Those shit bother me. Um, that shit burns me out. So fast forward to the end of this month, my family was here for 2 weeks. My sister, her husband, my 4 nieces and nephews, um, and they were staying with me because it's Christmas time, obviously, and in March they're moving to Tacoma, Washington. And I don't know if y'all know, but I live on the East Coast, so they're gonna be on the other side of the country. And that's my 11 and 10-year-old niece and my 18-year-old nephew and my 16-year-old nephew's actually staying here with his real dad. So that's cool. But my oldest nephew, as some of y'all know, has some issues. I love him to death, but he does. And so it bothers me seeing him go away. And so once again, um, I know my family's not gonna be they're not gonna be able to come back this way next year because they're not gonna have leave or anything in their new jobs. And I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do that. My job does not allow me to um, take off as much during that time of year, so I probably won't go this whole entire next year without seeing him and missing a year of my family's life, especially my nieces and my nephew. Um, so I wanted to spend as much time as possible, and I did. And it was the same situation, man. Like I'd be home, get ready to go to work. I go to work, I try to handle things. I come home, and spend time with my nieces and nephews, or maybe in bed, and I try to work on Madden stuff while I had a free moment, and it wasn't good enough for people. Like my timetable of getting stuff done wasn't good enough for people, and maybe that's a point to where I should outsource it more. But I gotten messages from those same people that they weren't getting responses, so I had to. And that's not a knock on anybody. Maybe they were doing something. Maybe they did respond. Who knows? I don't know all the sides of the story, but so instead of being like, oh, okay, shit, what's going on that you're not on as much, you're not around as much, why are you so busy? Or hey, do you want me to ask this person? Instead of that, people attack. They don't ask. All you have to do is figure out what's going on. You'll know that I'm not. giving up on Madden. I wasn't, not playing. I didn't want to not be a part of it. I wasn't, oh, I'm satisfied after season one. Season two, was I satisfied? Yeah, I'm like, I was gonna waltz. Well, waltz right in. Nothing to do with that. Yes, the game's broken. Yes, the game bothers me to no end. Um, I think this is way worse than Madden 17. I liked it at first, and maybe it's because I played too much Madden 17. But there's a lot of issues, and the game has caused a lot of leagues to fold and a lot of people to leave leagues and leave seats of power. Um, I wasn't necessarily going to be one of those dudes, but I need a break. I need to take time off. Um, is this isn't goodbye forever because I'm gonna be online. Um, is it gonna be goodbye forever in the Madden League? I don't know. Number one, I don't know if y'all would or the commissioners would ever accept me back, and that's fine. Um, that's cool with that. But maybe 19, maybe I'll take enough time off that I want to. But for 18, I can't. I can't. It's just I can't deal with life and then other people's lives and getting what I need to get done, um, and it not being good enough. Um, because not only am I deal with my stuff, but then oh well this is happening, so I got to do this or this person's not this and this person, so I'm dealing with their situations too, and that's cool. That's what a commissioner does. But I can't personally sit here and dedicate time to myself and that as well and be happy as of this moment. Will that change? I don't know. One thing I'll tell you is I have the itch every single day to be like, guys, I want back. I want to jump back in every single day. Um, I see y'all message. I want to be part of it, but I know at the same time being able to come home and relax and not deal with messages or not deal with somebody yelling at me. Getting on the one night that I can get on to play a game, I don't have to get on and then somebody say something and I answer the question and somebody else jumps in and starts yelling at me and screaming at me. I have to deal with that because that's the shit that bothers me. When that entire time, the day that I left, I had, I think it was a Saturday. It was exactly 1 week ago today. It was a Saturday and I had time off. My family had went to the other people's house and nobody was here. And I'm like, oh shit, I can sit at home. I can play games, whatever. And I get on and not within 20 minutes is just some bullshit about some shit. And maybe I got upset too much about it, and maybe it made me whatever, but I was like, it made me just think in that moment, I don't want to be that. I don't want to have my moment to have fun and my moment to relax, not be that, not be a moment of fun and relaxation, not a moment to get away from work, not a moment to like, oh shit, there's kids running around my house, let me, whatever. And hey, it's been Gucci. Being able to come home and play Zelda Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey or PUBG, especially after my nieces and nephew went back home uh, 3 days ago. Uh, it's been easy. Um, like I said, uh, I love the league. I love everything all of y'all have brought. Um, I just need some time from the league. I need some time to relax. I need some time to be able to get online and not be yelled at. Um, to not be told about how I'm stupid or I don't know what I'm doing or I made this mistake or I blah 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 or you owe me or whatever. I've made mistakes and I apologize to those people. I apologize to Finn. Finn should have been in the playoffs 5 straight seasons, but I accidentally simmed him out. Um, Twan, I've simmed him out accidentally before, so it's not the first one. I apologize for those things. Those are mistakes. And sometimes when you are passionate about things, especially blind passion, um, you have mistakes. You say the wrong thing. You do the wrong thing. It's not an excuse. And I apologize for that. Um, I just need time. I hope y'all really realize that. It's not a negative assault on anybody. It's a lot, man. Running a league is a lot. Running the league, getting the rules to getting all the individual things together, all the things that it takes to make the league run and us to be one of the longest running, one of the best leagues ever, if not the best. No, 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 not one of. We are the best league ever. Nobody has ever being what we're being and doing what we're doing at this consistent of a rate for this long with the same core people, and I appreciate that. Um, with that being said, I just want to give a big shout out to a few people, say a few things, um, address a few things. Um, Two people I want to address from the get: Murder and Dog Pound. Both of y'all, man. I love y'all's passion. I love y'all's passion for the league. Sometimes, and the way that y'all try to play, you want to play your games and whatever. But the biggest thing I would want you two to take away from everything is remember where you came from. Um, in the sense that I remember both you dudes when y'all were doing silly shit, whether it be the D line glitch or running around with Justin Tuck in the secondary or cutting all your players or whatever it is. All not we all weren't sim to start out with. We built this idea of sim and moved towards it, and we built the rules for it. Um, so if you bring somebody in and they're not sim, it's our goal as a league to coach them up and to make them better, not to ostracize them, boot them, cuss them out, tell them what they are and they aren't, and then go. That's kind of hypocritical of us because none of us started from that spot. And so my goal as a commissioner has always been if people are doing things wrong, give them the benefit of the doubt, show them our way, show them what we're trying to do. And that's the thing that I'll ask you too. And I don't mean anything negative by that, by calling y'all out on that. Because like I said, I love y'all's passion, but I just wish sometimes, I know people don't do things right. People don't listen. Things aren't the way they should be at all times. Things aren't handled quick enough, whatever the situation is. But remember, there was a time when we all weren't sim or the definition of what we want sim to be. So instead of railing against these dudes or whatever, bring it up in private. Yo, this dude's doing this, or bring it up in private to them. Bring it in private to us. Whatever it is, don't just sit there and blast them, or run them down, or try to put their heads on the stick because whatever. We all came from beginnings that weren't sim, you know. To Bronco, I ain't got much to say to you, man. Fix your internet. Oh, I don't know. It might be good now. Um, Other than that, man, make another Super Bowl appearance, man. You and Law do that weird thing. Well, not so much this Madden because it doesn't allow y'all where y'all would like run around in secondary before play and click off. I don't know what that's about, but um, anyway, nah. Good luck to you, Bronco. Hopefully you get another Super Bowl run in you. Chubbs, I know we fought a lot. I do respect you and what you do, especially on the side that you were helping Bo and stuff with. Um, so I really respect that. And you're always one of those edge players, and you always said you have been. I think it's weird that I think the NFL's, in some sense, especially with the mobile quarterbacks, are moving towards more of your style of offense. Still, your game leaves me a little more desired to me, but hey, um, everybody has their own idea. You don't break any rules. Um, you do what you do, and I'm very appreciative of having you in the league. Ninja, the Godfather, MSPL original, TSG um, joiner. Oh, well, Monkey Ball joiner, TSG original. Um, he's the guy. He wins all the Super Bowls. He's the one that has the ideas to change the league. And if only one thing I would ask for him from the future is make those changes. I put people in power with me um, to try to make them my equal. I don't always allow that, but push some of these to others. Use some. You want the lead to get better. The same. I can tie captain in this too. Cap, you want the lead to get better. I know you tried this or whatever. Talking about doing commentary to your things. Teach the league instead of running them down or saying, oh, just play with your friends or whatever the situation is. That's the only thing I would ask y'all is to try to like teach these fellas because like I said before with other people, not everybody started out sim, and it's been a teaching lesson, and that's what we should do. we should be cultivating people, and that's why I wish we did have the D League and we would have cultivated more talent than what we actually had. But nothing but respect and props to you, Ninja. I really do appreciate you, and I think that we've become better friends since you've been a commissioner and since you've seen that side of it. Cowboys got nothing bad to say about you. Um, Good luck. Fuck the Cowboys. Um, go, go. I would like to call you a rival, but you're not a rival if you cannot rival me. I know that was a tongue twister, but I know we verbally spar in battle, but a rival you are not. A competitor you are. And I enjoy competing against you and playing against you because no matter what, you always want to win. You never want to lose. Um, and I enjoy that part about you. Keep on fighting. Um, Matt, it was good learning you, getting to know you, understanding you, learning how different people work. It's a pleasure having you around. Um, we'll talk again soon. Rico, I don't owe you shit. No, but Rico, you my dude. You've come a long way from, well, I guess you probably still are the drag king, but I just wish that you'd be more consistent and you'd step up. I remember the Rico that went to the Super Bowl. I remember the Rico that would win divisions. I remember the Rico that was always competitive. Um, People are able to make bad teams good. You should be able to do the same thing. And you would if you would attend drafts of rating season. I'd be like, when is it at? Oh, of course, I missed it. So, but props to you, Rico. Rio, I ain't got nothing to say to you, bro. Um, Not really. I really don't. RJ, we went through a lot. You're still my dude though, and good luck on your bar. Um, there are a lot of other dudes too. I know you've gotten penalized a lot, but that's because you come from those beginnings where you got suspended for a year, you were shake blitzing and all this other stuff. But I will say this: I am very proud to see where you've come from there to here. Of course, there's always things that I like to see people clean up, and I don't deny that there's probably things people want to see me clean up. So I'm not saying that I'm any more better or sim than anybody in any of these comments. But I'm really happy to see that where your passion has changed and when your ideas have changed from when you first started to where you didn't give a shit to where now you do. Tonic, you're my running buddy. I've talked to you a billion one times. Um, like I said, broke bread with you, met in real life. Again, I'm kind words to say to you. The only thing I would say to everybody in the league, I'm sorry for any time that I've wronged you or I've done something to harm or hinder our friendship or our commissionership. Um, it was never intended, but it sometimes, like I said before, in blind passion, you make mistakes. Twan, we've had a rocky relationship, but the one thing people don't know is that, well, I mean, they probably do know that your phone's always on if something's needed, and you've been there a few times for me, and I appreciate that. You are also a spiritual guider, and I appreciate that, and the world needs more of those things. Um, Cap, I missed you a little bit before. You're my dude. I think you have a lot of knowledge and a lot of things to bring to the table. Um, I wish, really wish you would use that to teach more. And I know people aren't receptive to it, so whatever. But I'll see you in the battlefield. I'll see you on 2K. But you my dude, much appreciated. Banco, I really haven't had any issues with you, other than just little things. But I mean, everybody has those. But um, good job, man. Two-time champ, three-time champ, whatever you are, champ. Doesn't matter. You came in and you took the lead by storm. You didn't do it GB style, but you still did. GB, you my dude. We've been through a lot, man. I think this is the first time in a long time we've been cordial for this long because we never get along. But like I said to you in chat the other day, I don't have any problems with the way you play. The only problem that I would hopefully have is that the only problem that I have, which I hope you would do, would open your playbook a little more. But that's nothing to be negative. Blizz, you my dude, and we fat joke all day, but you're not the same Blizz. Yes, you still force the receiver like you did with what's his face, the Hall of Famer, the Tommy Streeter. Um, but I don't think it works like that anymore. And I know you have the talent and ability, and I would just like to see you reach that and step up and not be a dud in the playoffs when you do get there. Um, Cincy, you're my dude. Um, people around in league still. You and Dog Pound are probably the Dog Pound Rico are probably the ones that have been around with the longest, that are still around. So I got nothing but praises to say for you, bud. You the man. Win those bowls though when you make it, bro. If you make it again. I'm just kidding. Um, so I'm going down the list here. So I'm forget anybody. 463. I didn't know you would last 4 seasons, man. We all joked around and say you'll be done after 1 season. But honestly, it's good to have you back part of the league and part of TSG again. And it feels normal with you around, and I appreciate that, bud. Um, I wish you wouldn't get rid of so many good people all the time. You kind of addicted to trading. Hero, you my man, 50 grand. You kind of annoy me sometimes. I don't know why I annoy you. Lil Sasso, you call me Bubba Sparks, whatever, that's cool. But you're a great developer of talent. You're a great trader, but trader, not a traitor. Trader. But I don't know what you need to do in order to get over that hump with teams. I don't know. I think I know what it is. You need to play more conservative. You're just like balls out all the time, like blitz, 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 blitz. And I think you need to slow down a little bit, rely on your run game and the things that you built up. Corn, my dude, man. One of the dudes that I appreciate the most. I know we've gotten into it a few times, but he's my dude, and that's one dude that I really look forward to in the future. Because he's not too far from me and breaking bread. It's great to see him to grow and change some, and now he's a family. And it's one thing I've seen about a lot of y'all, man. Seeing y'all grow and y'all get families. Like Didi, you're my boy, man. Like you got like 17 kids now. It's just crazy. That's a joke. He doesn't really have 17 kids. Mess with him, but see these dudes become men, basically. It's a really cool thing to see. Um, Finn, you my dude. You a weirdo. But we all weirdos. Nah, you my dude, Finn. One of the pure best gamers I know. He can pick up anything and be really good at it if he just sits there and plays it. Um, so I think he relies too much on that talent sometimes. Um, I know that he relies on that, and it's like, oh, well, I'm good just so I can, and I understand that. So the only advice I give him would be work on, focus on one and work on that because I think he'd easily be a Madden champion if he focused on that a little bit more, or whatever. He's just that good of a gamer. Frame, I'm glad to see some of the things that have been holding you back are behind you, and you return to your normal winning ways. Um, you're one of the usual suspects. You've been around forever, and the league's better having you in it. The one thing I will say to you is this: you and the same thing I'll say to Takeout is the one thing I wish for y'all to change is y'all's and maybe even Chubbs is y'all incessant need to just scramble for no reason in order to make the defense act dumb or just to run the run. I know sometimes people do it to follow routes or whatever, and I get that, but when you do it just to throw across your body in the back across the middle field constantly, that bothers me. That would probably be the one thing I change in y'all's games. And Chubbs, I really don't think you do it very often like that. Um, I know Ninja jokes around about you pocket bursting and stuff, but that whole running to the side and stepping up to the line, like, I don't know. There's something weird about that. And yes, I know the game usually the playmaker and stuff, so you're just more advanced than some of us in that. But like I said, I'm not just trying to be negative. But Frame, it's been a pleasure having you in the league and being part of it. And like I said, it's better with you. Take out. I know you're expressing things to me in private and whatever, and I appreciate your kind words. I know you've been around since the MSPL days when you were X-rated and you were the Giants and the Texans and all this other stuff. And I'll say this: like it's been cool to have you in there, and I know you switched from division to division, from the Giants to the Dolphins to I think now the Bills, and you try to prove that you can win it everywhere. I don't know if have you gone to the playoffs as the Bills. I don't know. But you proved when you were the Dolphins, you can go there with Ninja and go to a Super Bowl. You've got talent. Um, you're not. I don't know if just because in the division you're in, um, but I would like to see you be more consistent and go further. I know you still have the Super Bowl talent in you. Um, Good luck, man. I know you're in a tough division. Um, Nothing but respects and props for you. Rue, what up, Rue? Representing DMV and the Redskins. I know you get frustrated easily. If that's the only thing advice I can give you is to try not to get frustrated. You know football. You know how to play. You're a really good player. You are. Sometimes your frustration get the best of you, um, and it hinders you. I mean, we all do, honestly. Um, it's been a pleasure. 2K leagues, Madden leagues, life discussions, bourbon discussions, whatever. You know my number. You know how to contact me. You always will. And that's it. Like I said, I just wanted to say some things that I could see for improvement. I wanted to give all of y'all well wishes and say something a little bit to y'all. Y'all are an amazing crew, and y'all have done some amazing things, and I look forward to the years to come. Um, like I said, is this a retirement? It's a retirement for now. I don't know if and when I'll come back. Like I said, I know I have the itch. Uh, I miss y'all, the lead part of it already. Um, but I'm gonna take this break and I'm gonna step back for a little bit. Um, but I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Um, I'm glad to see the communities where it's at. Um, y'all are hell of the people. Y'all are hell of men. Um, I thank each and every one of y'all. Also, um, one last thing I would say is we're putting together the King of TSG tournament with the 12 champions. And this is to motivate all y'all because I know there was a discussion about it the other day. The fact, and the only two people I'm going to give a pass is Old Dirty Mac and the new Giants owner because they haven't been around very long. Um, but most of y'all have. And the fact that right now, out of 32 teams, well, subtract that to 30, only 12 people that are currently in it or been in this Madden have won a Super Bowl. That means 18 other people have not won a Super Bowl. And I think that's the things that frustrates people. Um, over half the league hasn't won the Super Bowl. Over half the league hasn't been to a Super Bowl. Um, the one thing I think that people are striving for and they're talking about is trying to make that better. Um, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna run this King and TSG tourney. They're gonna get a championship belt, and then hopefully it'll be tradition every year following that they will be in that King of Champions tourney, King of TSG tourney, and go over the championship belt. But in order to do that, you gotta win. If you want a belt, you gotta win. You gotta win a Super Bowl. So you want to be in that tourney next Madden from now, win a Super Bowl, man. Win a Super Bowl. I know many of you can. I know some of you will and some of you won't. But I'd like to see that. I'd like to make it to where it'd be a tough choice to choose 12, and I'd be like, oh, we have 12 spots. I got 12 champions. That's it. But details of that are in Discord and general Madden chat. Hopefully, we'll be starting that tournament up Tuesday or Wednesday. I just need to hear from a few more people. Um, anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure. Much love. Like I said, I'll see you on the battlefield. I'll see y'all on the battleground. So, check y'all later, man. Much love, man. TSG. Monkey out.